Mumbai resident Pooja Patwari is making money while the sun shines. It all started when she made the shift to renewable energy.
It's been about 5 years since we've installed solar in my house, and there's been great efficiency since my home is in a very hot region as well, which requires a lot of cooling, so it required a slightly bigger installation capacity.
Solar is the cheapest form of energy in India, priced at half of fossil fuel rates. To keep a light bulb running for 10 hours in India, it costs around 7 rupees or 7 US cents. Using solar power, the cost is only 2 rupees or 2 US cents. Pooja went one step further to get her electricity bill at better than zero. After installing solar panels on her rooftop, Pooja put in extra batteries for energy storage.
I'm not paying anything per month. If my rooftop solar is generating more units than I am consuming, I actually get paid for that.
With more than 300 days of sunshine available for most regions, India produces the lowest cost solar power in the world. Pooja paid about $3,000 for the installation of the solar panels. Before switching to solar, she paid an average of $150 for her monthly energy bill. She was able to break even on her investment in under 2 years. Vinit Mittal, also known as Mr. Solar of India, says these price dynamics were just a matter of time.
So if I want to set up solar energy in my house, how does that work? The setup, maintenance, the utility bills?
The cost would be very competitive. The payback is less than 2.5 years. You start making money. You recover your whole investment.
In the Indian capital, there's an ambitious plan to triple solar capacity in the next 3 years. Delhi wants to generate a quarter of its electricity through solar power by that time. And part of that will come from solar clusters or colonies in urban areas.
We were the second one in the neighborhood. More than 50% of the entire area, they already have solar panels on the rooftop right now. It's a kind of a ripple effect, and again, everyone is trying to follow and see where they can save that additional buck.
Instead of setting up individual systems, residents in solar colonies pool resources and do it collectively. This isn't just more efficient in generating solar energy, it also saves each family money.
The bill for the year 2020 for 19,261. It is almost down by 75%.
Yeah.
So it is a lot of saving, so somewhere around 8 months. So there's no electricity bill for me.
But those savings have not been enough to entice more people to use solar power. India's median monthly income is around 27,000 rupees or $330. So even though the cost of installing solar panels is low by international standards, it still isn't affordable enough for the mass market. Plus, with energy prices heavily subsidized for the lower income bracket, they see little need to convert to cleaner energy.
We are really talking about the top 5% wealthy families to upper middle class households who owns air conditioners, who owns a lot of electric appliances, and as a result, their electricity expenditures are higher. They are paying higher electricity, whereas the 95% of the households who consume very little power, because these are middle income, lower middle income, or poor households. Because they consume so little power, that power is subsidized by the electricity utilities. And there, the economics does not make sense.
And while there are 300 sunny days in most parts of India to generate energy, Mother Nature doesn't always cooperate.
6:30 a.m. in the morning to almost 7 p.m. in the evening, and during monsoon, that duration reduces. So that is why it's a 20% capacity utilization factor compared to a coal-based power plant. And coal is 24/7 reliable power source, whereas solar and wind by its nature is intermittent, based on nature. That is why government has come out with a pumped storage scheme and battery storage scheme where the grid operator will set up battery storage and pumped storage to make sure that they are able to supply green power on demand 24/7.
While India tries to educate the public on cleaner energy, it's weaning itself off solar module imports from China, the world's largest producer of solar panels. With domestic production picking up momentum, Vinit Mittal is optimistic about the prospects for this year.
Every country has some advantages and disadvantages. That is why along the UN framework, there is a concept called one sun, one world, one grid. So when it's raining in Singapore, maybe sunny in Vietnam, there is a need to set up the global grid so the power of renewable energy can be leveraged across Asia. I think we are at a cusp in the universe.
Most of India's solar power comes from solar farms in desert areas. Rooftop solar in urban residential areas has not caught on in a big way. That's one reason why India missed its target of installing 175 gigawatts of renewable energy by 2022. But the government is now pumping more money into rooftop solar projects, including direct subsidies to consumers. For those who have already made the switch, there is no looking back.
When we installed solar, a lot of my neighbors, they were skeptical. They were asking me not to, take this big challenge specifically. My own parents, they were slightly skeptical because they're used to traditional energy. But I decided to invest in solar, and I feel that that was a very good decision, not just economically, but also being sustainable.